violence into Blizzard, etc. So that was cool, and that felt like, you know, from watching the draft, it kind of felt like they decided to pick Stukov because they thought he was the best support for the moment, and I was thinking this is absolutely not true. But even though in team fights he wasn't against the burst damage, there was no way he was saving anybody when Sake was getting those resets. Even though he wasn't the right choice for the team fights, he was the right choice for the early game that they dominated. We are going to, not Towers to Doom, we are going to Battlefield of Eternity here. The map pick will be of Ace, actually. They will choose this map, so KSV Black will get first pick yet again.
I think they really have to start it with... Wait, they actually picked the map this time after losing.
That's right,
Seems
so
like
that's
they
why
have
it's red band.
Some kind of plan.
Let's see what the plan is here. Obviously, this team comes in very practiced. We can already tell from game one, which is refreshing to see. Our bottom of the barrel teams last year, or 7th and 8th place teams, often were, let's say, less prepared for moments like this. But Greymane will be first banned, actually. This leaves both Shimada brothers open. I imagine that we will see the Hanzo again.
Especially on BOE. Hanzo is the way to go if it's open. Genji pair up with Uther, very likely from Ace.
Yeah. Neither hero's changed in this current patch. So I guess Genji's like Dragon Blade, his level 20 Dragon Blade has like slightly changed the duration. But overall pretty much the same. Very slight nerfs to Hanzo.
Well, Hanzo was nerfed.
Yeah, Hanzo of course, yeah. I know, like,
so he's balanced.
I know
now,
no one
right?
will be able to tell, but like he was nerfed. He's not the same as he was before. So Uther's the obvious pick, but it's a KCB hero pool problem here.
This is the first time, I think, when Uther was open, did not pair up with Genji.
I think this is a KCB hero pool problem. We saw his Stukov was really practiced for the ETC Jaina comp, but he wants that Rhaegar if he can get it. His pick rate shows it. Okay, more training grounds potentially for Rich here on the Dahaka now. Is going to control that soul lane, which is very important on this map. A lot of brushes as well for him to come into and flank. It can also be kind of the defender of the Immortal in the race. It can harass a little bit.
Yeah, and this is the happy Dahaka map, of course. So with Dahaka's keeping Muradin for now.
So the chains here for Black in terms of the draft, everything is the same except they've moved Dahaka up a rung and allowed Ace to have the Rhaegar. So the Li Ming ban come through, so Ace is looking and saying, I see a pattern here. I see what you guys are trying to do. You're trying to draft the same draft, which is insanely strong with the poke damage they have from Hans with Li Ming, and the anti-dive with Muradin and Dahaka, allows them to just basically poke the Immortal forever and win. So the Li Ming is removed. It's a very smart ban by Ace. It also prevents them from drafting literally the same thing they had last game. Minus Rhaegar. The Tyrael ban comes through in a similar fashion. This leaves Abathur open, but not really strong with this comp at the moment. You don't really need to ban Abathur when Greymane is already removed.
Yeah, that too. And Black also already has Dahaka open, so Ace, why not just go with the Martial that they don't really like to do? Oftentimes it was Sonya last week. They really they liked Sonya, like Gul'dan, Greymane often so many times, but after the Poison Spear nerf, do you still go with Sonya?
I think you do.
So they're gonna go change a little bit because I think Sonya really went down from, especially from the Korean players' perspective of how they rate the hero.
I think she's definitely weaker. Obviously, her auto attack damage was nerfed slightly as well.
Yeah, by 4.
I mean, it is significant, especially on a map like this where you're doing a lot of auto attacks on that Immortal, and in the matchup against Dahaka, it is going to be significant because Dahaka's got great wave clear, and you do auto the minions while you're up there. But I think that first of all, Malthael's going away soon. He will be gone forever after the next patch comes through. His nerfs are they are big, but I think it's wrong to interpret Sonya's Poison Spear nerf as a nerf to how Sonya functions. Poison Spear doesn't even always connect, and if your mindset as a pro gamer is, well, I can't get those amazing plays with Poison Spear anymore, so I don't want to pick her.
Well, it's not only that, 16 nerfs of Steel, that was a bigger nerf, I think.
Sure. Wow, we're going to see Ariel Parzi. Okay.
Ooh.
Just to finish this thought, like, I feel like Sonya, how she functions in the soul lane and what she provides there, and her ability to be a tanky front laner, sure, a little bit less so without Nerves of Steel being as potent, I think is still there. So we're going to see our first Ana here coming in as well.
Double support, and Ace responds with a double support with that. Of course, Nano Martel's Q does work out greatly once he can do all the free damage, but there are some CCs and the healing amount coming out from Black. Is it going to be enough sustain?
You know, I'm a little bit concerned about Hanzo here because it's going to be very difficult to kill Hanzo if it's Palm and Aegis, which very likely will be. But if anything goes wrong or those heroics are already on cooldown, Malthael plus Genji getting onto Hanzo, really the front line being Dahaka and Murden, which Malthael is going to enjoy doing percentage-based damage to. I think that the draft of Ace here is much stronger than the last one. But you have to remember the caveat. He can be cleansed for his Tormented Souls, but he will not have Divine Shield, will not have Sanctification, for example. So protecting him in those moments will be tougher. But again, it's only really against the poke damage of Hanzo and then the dive coming through from Sake on the Karazium, I guess you could say. This is a bit of a wonky draft. In terms of the Immortal race, though, huge lead to Black. And we are seeing Redemption, of course, so that's gonna be the main reason. Even with Hanzo's puny auto attack damage nerf.
Well, the armor is now from the maximum of -25 to 20. Still a big change.
Sure, that's quite significant as well.
Yeah, bigger changes coming soon, of course. But we will be having this Hanzo for this weekend and next weekend.
Sake just looking for a potential pick. Oh, look at this. This is a little bit sexy. Gonna try to steal the mid-healing well.
That's a ninja.
I have actually never seen this before. This is actually really cool. So Rush, this is part of the strat, clearly. Pings come through. He hasn't finished it, but he will be able to get it later. He doesn't stay a second too long. Let's see if he gets out of here.
He has his E, so it should be
Look
no
at that.
problem.
He gets out. He pulls everybody from lane. Almost gets a healing fountain. I actually really like that. Look, they win the lane during this time as well. Rich is going to have to clean this up. Sure, he'll be fine. And use
I don't think
Dahaka,
he'll try to go in again. I think it was just for the harass to remove them from the lane, first of all.
Yeah, that
and
was
maybe
really
if
cool.
he had really got that fountain for the next Immortal fight, it could have been a huge benefit for them.
That's actually really cool. I mean,
very nice strategy coming out from Ace.
Genji's specific, but you know, we don't see creativity like this very often. We used to see Li Ming's. Remember Li Ming could actually shoot over the wall with her orbs and kill the healing fountain in the early game. We saw that a lot. That attempted, at least. Teams got used to it, but it happened a lot back in 2015. So anyway, we're going to see another stun come through here. The ETC very strong, obviously, in the early game, but with sustainability in this lane, it's the 4-man 1 by KSV Black. They have Mario, and they just have so much healing. They've got good wave clear. Tough to win this one. Malthael matchup, obviously good for Ace top lane. Here comes a, he's going to get the snipe, by the way. He's going again. Rush is going to try to get that healing well. Watching on the minimap. I'm not bringing a shot of it. He's going to get it.
You surely watched lots of EUs.
So, gets the healing well. And no, you've never seen anything like this in Korea. This is really cool. So now they don't have that extra sustainability. Remember, KSV Black has Oriel and Hanzo, and Karazium, and Hanzo, obviously. So sustain isn't going to be a big problem for them in the Immortal race. But if they lose a trade, that is actually going to be quite significant. I actually love that he's able to find that.
Let's see what lane they actually want to focus on. Black's damage mostly, when I say mostly, over 50% will be relying on Hanzo. Basically, I don't think they will be looking for too many team fights. Maybe they're really looking down for pokes to get that Immortal really without fighting, without really having the big team fight. Because in terms of team fight, of course, Ace as a team comp, it still looks kind of funky with Ana and Rehgar together.
Yeah.
But still, I think they kind of win the team fight if you're saying a 5v5 with an adjacent team here.
Okay, that's going to be a kill though. Onto Malthael, that's unfortunate. Witcher playing that hero this time. I think it's going to be up to Gamey. Gamey has to set up the team fights. If he can stun and set up enough moments for... Doesn't have to be a mosh pit necessarily, but if he can stun or zone heroes into Tormented Souls, plus the damage is coming out from Dragonblade, then they can win fights. I think it's going to really be up to him. It's going to be a post 10 where they can really come online. Pre-10 is going to be tough because of the sustainability that KSV Black has at their disposal at the moment. And they already have a better position here. See how long they can make that the case, though. Tist eating a lot of that percentage-based damage here.
Wow, this Immortal is basically melting down from Hanzo's pokes only.
Genji and Malto going to rotate up now to poke on the red Immortal. Very defensive position here for Ace, but unfortunately just a little bit late due to Witcher's death earlier. The Hanzo arrows are so powerful in moments like this, where you basically always know where Gamey's going to be. So Rush is just poking here. KSV Black's going to look for a target. Commit in. Ooh, double stuns here due to the Immortal. Sleep Dart as well. Rush wants Sake. Witcher jumps in onto him, but not enough. The sustainability we're talking about, KSV Black is so strong here. Look at that, it's just so hard to kill anybody.
Yeah, also the thing, when later after 10, maybe when Genji has that Dragon Blade, maybe he can go in and pick up that kill later on, but for now, I don't think it's possible, when they're, especially when they're losing members every single time like this.
Well, 4 people just got stunned by an Immortal on TV, but they got Gamey, that's all that matters. Alright, best team in the world, ladies and gentlemen, KSV Black.
They're just trying to rush it down, you know.
Yeah, well, it's happened to everybody.
Yeah, it's happened to everybody. Oh, that first damage, just basic attacks from everyone.
Yeah.
Along with Karazim, and they can mash that in and get a kill.
Yeah.
They don't even need to CC here.
The Karazim adds a lot of extra damage. I think that's why they chose him as a secondary support here, because he helps race, he also helps finish off those targets. Gamey's death earlier really unfortunate, but what he was trying to do was slow down the attack. It was unsuccessful. He's back now. There's a power slide to help save Hero's life. Gamey, again, caught, already used his power slide, trying to get that armor. Rich comes through, there's the stun onto KCB. Gamey will escape, but at KCB's the cost of his life. Now the rotation of Rich back up to top lane, at least in this moment. Malthael is able to get a little bit of extra push, but not that much.
I think we'll see a lot more, not too many of course, but sometimes we'll see a lot more Hanzo Ariel pair up. I think with the Redemption build, Ariel is actually a good pair.
Yeah.
With the basic attack, kind of like a
like
slower Bala in a way, you know,
yeah,
with
absolutely.
a lot more poking.
I completely agree with you. We're on the same page with this. Like, you can
Some
do it with
people might
too.
disagree with the battery, but I think Hanzo's doing enough damage to build out all that energy
Yeah,
for Ariel.
is he the best battery, quote unquote? No, but
no.
it works well for this draft
Yes.
because it gives you all the things that Hanzo does that Vala doesn't, and you can get a decent battery out of it at the same time. So I actually completely agree, and I think that the synergy is certainly there. For Genji, though, the synergy is not as much there. Obviously, since Ana's changed Nano Boost, where it doesn't affect Dragon Blade, this pairing is kind of ill-fated. And Rhaegar doesn't have any burst targets besides the Malthael, who's still not that, you know, he's not that tanky. And then ETC, but ETC, if you're using that Ancestral on him, then
they
why'd you
hit
pick
10
Rhaegar?
and they're going in. Let's see if they have overcommitted too far. Going on to Anna for the defense game. He's trying to buy time with Paling.
Is it interesting to you that was a good retreat by Ace? Isn't it interesting to you that KCB is not on the Rhaegar here, given that he is the Rhaegar main of the team? Oh, I guess maybe Ana's kind of a niche pick for him too, but I think it hurts the team overall that their best Rhaegar player is not playing Rhaegar in this case.
Well, their best Rhaegar does not mean he is the best Rhaegar, so I think they can actually change that up a little bit.
This is like the funniest Merc Camp push to like, oh, only 3 minions in this wave, but we are going to escort them and get this wall. Just trying to maximize their level 10 advantage. Doesn't really do much of anything, doesn't even get that kind of
they
tower.
have 3 more seconds, so might as well use that time to do some damage.
Yeah.
2 more siege damage. And nothing unusual. 7-sided actually, no palm, because maybe they think Crystal Aegis is enough to save Hanzo.
Yeah, I mean, if he's being palmed and Crystal Aegis in one fight, then like he's doing no damage, they probably lost the fight.
That is true.
Because both of those are stasises. I guess the 7-sided can be really good with the arrow as well. So you can, you know, if you isolate just one target, like Gamey, for example, lock him down, and then do the 7-sided damage. Obviously, there's going to be Nano Boost here. We'll see how well it works for Witcher. He's definitely going to be the target. Can't imagine they try to get sick value out of ETC, Nano Boost.
Yep.
Try and get the extra, you know, get the extra stuns in there. Get one more, you know. Missed tongue grab there by Rich. Lucky moment for Rush. Would have been pulled right into that stun.
Yep. Nano Tormented Soul. Ace, for Team Ace, they have to land that on every single time.
He's gonna play. He's gonna press in Q a little bit.
Yeah, Q. Just smash that Q. Press it 100 times a second. That's exactly what he has to do. But if he gets dragged or any CC from Black, he can still die like that.
Ace kind of finagled their way into a defensive control of this Immortal that doesn't mean anything when they can't capitalize on it.
Ooh,
They're gonna see asleep.
Hanzo.
Well played here. Resets cut, and here comes the Tormented Souls. Nano boosted. That's the first pick here for Ace. Reset, or sorry, Tis, excuse me, does not get interrupted with his Dwarf Toss. Meanwhile, Rich is trying to finish it, sneaks through, and gets it. So Black loses a member here. That was perfect scenario, by the way. Best case scenario for Ace, and they were still unable to take the Immortal back. And Rich actually looks like he will get out. Tries to get a pick! Nearly. Sake wants it, not gonna happen. Just the mechanical skill of this team, showcased every time.
Rich, whenever he even, it seems like it's a dangerous spot for Rich. He's so chill. He can actually make those kind of decisions to turn things around. One of the best players in the world, of course. They're diving in his 4v5. Hanzo's coming now. Has that battery on the Hanzo now. That there's a Q. There's a drag onto Ancestral, does not connect.
Ancestral a little bit late, and that might actually be the pick that wins the game for KSV Black, formerly MVP Black here, as they push forward. Walls down, Rich going for the side wall so they could actually be in grab range of his opponents first and faster. Really appreciate that. Witcher's target, stunned. Ancestral will connect this time, but you know, what's the play now? The keep is under attack. The Immortal's still alive. Already used, you know, the Ancestral, so they get fight to be tough. We're looking for the mosh pit.
It was only gonna grab the Haka, so not gonna commit too far. The Haka's already at the bottom lane, not really missing too much minions at the bottom.
I like this, knowing the Haka's bottom, they have vision, they're gonna invade this. If Black actually committed, it would be a huge mistake.
Seven-sided.
That was a great disengage, 7-sided on a fairly low cooldown. That was well played by Black. But still, if Black had committed there, Ace wins the fight and actually can come back into this game because they saved the keep. Looks like instead they're going to have Tist backdoor the keep. See it on the minimap, Tist is going to go in there and steal it. Turns around though. Yeah, they're going to backdoor it, as you can see on screen on the minimap. So keep will go down.
Hanzo can clear this way pretty easily by himself and along with Ariel just for the save. They're actually coming in around the map.
Yeah, Ace needs to be careful. I think they fell into this trap.
Isolation missed, but drag onto ETC. Maybe enough. No 7-sided actually survives all that damage.
Used early too, so no cleanse mosh potential here. Very easily interrupted. Okay, another tongue grab misses here for Rich. Would have a huge pick potential. KSV Black's just going to back away here, knowing they got cleanse. Need to do more than that. They've got a keep advantage, so the longer Immortal fight will go to them based on the top lane pressure. So Ace is rotating left here, but they don't have the advantage in terms of position. They're going to have this work pressure to deal with in the top lane as well. No global, no great wave clear here to clear that. Look at what Rich is doing too. He's setting up the top lane. So that Merc Camp counterwise isn't going to do as much. Game hyper aggressive here. KSV Black respects it. Backs away.
They do it 13. I think this may be their last chance back in the game. There's a drag on the Witcher.
Ace check into the stun.
Not following damage. He's so low with that 7-sided.
Rich off screen here. Fairly healthy. Didn't really take that much damage. He had gotten the double stun there from the Immortal. That would have been amazing.
The race.
It is going to be a race for now. Obviously, we will have halftime with a 1K lead for KSV Black. But the problem is, how can they win when 2 catapults, Tiger Dude's pushing, man. Shaman Camp is real. And Ace is going to try to capitalize on this moment with Genji coming back over, but KSV Black already has a better positioning. One thing they know is that Rich is bot. Maybe that's how they try to win this fight. They've got to be decisive. They've got to do this now. The core is in picture-in-picture. It's going to be fine for now.
It's going to be under attack, but it will be fine unless before the catapult actually comes in.
Yeah, like in 2 minutes time, we'll take a look at that. But okay, here comes the Dragon to 7
Ooh,
side. It's so well played.
Power Slide was dragged right off by Ridge.
They predicted this. Witcher going to go for a desperate fight here with Nano Boost. Gets the Ancestral. Does a lot of damage, but it's just desperation here. Dragon Blade as well. Not going to do too much. Stasis, well placed. Rush gets the pick. Can he do more? He's still alive. Witcher trying to heal up here, but he got left behind by the Genji.
But the sustain was nowhere close. Anna died already. Rengar already dead right after the Ancestral, and Genji was also low on mana.
Yeah, the kill he got was Hanzo, but had the tank's been dead, he might have been able to clean up, but he had no sustain. The rest of the members of KSV Black did. This is going to be a 12k Shielded Immortal, and with the already pushed lane, with the composition that KSV Black has, they're going to look to push to win with this. Ace clears Catapult's top, so there's not going to be any secondary pressure in this case when the Immortals start working on this key. Not a lot of siege from Black, only the Hanzo. Because Gaming was picked, because he didn't get to do that attempted mosh, but he still has mosh. So that is going to be a big factor here.
But no Dragon Blade.
That's right.
Can you really go in with just the mosh fit?
I mean, he could just simply be dragged again, just like last time if he gets too aggressive. Look, looking for it already. Cleanse too, just to make sure he could get the grab. Gaming gets away. Just coming in for the stun. The target this time is going to be Witcher. He's isolated. They zoned him away. He survives. But what about the Keep? That's the big question here. Keep goes down without a hitch. The Immortal still very healthy. And can Ace somehow pull off a fight here? Mosh is their only hope. It's going to have to be on Gamey or this game is over.
Oh,
He's got dragged already.
Dragged on the Power Slide. Does go in again, but can he actually beat? Does not get a chance. He was stunned the entire time.
Yep. Knocked into that rubble of the Keep by the Detainment Strike. Chain stunned. Ana's the second to go down here. Hero runs away. He might live, but his team certainly will not. And KSV Black is going to take the lead here as Tist will chase down with the spray as well. Going to be a 2-0 lead here for KSV Black, taking this win 11 kills to 2 at 16 minutes in.
Gotta say this one was